China's controversial stealth jet has made its first flyby, giving the public and media a glimpse of the aircraft believed to be a copy of America's F-22 and built using hacked U.S. military blueprints. Taking to the skies at the airshow in the southern city of Zhuhai in Guangdong province, the J-20 stealth fighter passed by onlookers in a thunderous demonstration. The aircraft is believed to have been built in part from plans of U.S. warplanes obtained by Chinese hackers jailed earlier this year, a claim which Beijing has firmly denied. Military analysts have said it is still too early to tell if the jet matches the capabilities of the U.S. F-22 Raptor. After arriving as a pair at low level, one of the J-20s quickly disappeared over the horizon, leaving the other to perform a series of turns, revealing its delta wing shape against bright subtropical haze. But analysts said the brief and relatively cautious J-20 routine, the pilots did not open weapon bay doors or perform low-speed passes, answered few questions. I think we learned very little. We learned it is very loud, but we can't tell what type of engine it has, or very much about the mobility, said Greg Waldron, Asia managing editor of Flight Global. Most importantly, we didn't learn much about its radar cross-section. A key question whether the new Chinese fighter can match the radar-evading properties of the Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor air-to-air combat jet, or the latest strike jet in the U.S. arsenal, Lockheed's F-35. But the mere display of such a newly developed aircraft was a revealing signal. Others said it's a change of tactics for the Chinese to publicly show off weapons that aren't in full squadron service yet, said Sam Raghaveen, a senior fellow at the Sydney-based Lowy Institute, and demonstrates a lot of confidence in the capability and also a lot of pride. But the fighter jet's development has been controversial, embroiled in claims of espionage. Earlier this year, a Chinese national, 51-year-old Su Bin, was sent to prison for his part in stealing U.S. military plans and sending documents to Beijing. The documents were reported to include plans for the F-35 and F-22 fighter jets, which would have enabled the Chinese military to rapidly catch up with U.S. capabilities. Airshow China, in the southern city of Zhuhai, has offered Beijing an opportunity to demonstrate its ambitions in civil aerospace and to underline its defense ambitions. China is set to overtake the U.S. as the world's top aviation market in the next decade. Unofficial shots of a J-20 prototype fueled discussion over the region's power balance when first glimpsed by plane spotters in 2010. Experts say China has been refining designs in hopes of narrowing a military gap with Washington. Cao Qingfeng, an aircraft engineer watching the flight past, said the stunning display was a show of China's strengthening aircraft industry and manufacturing, and Western officials agreed. This shows they now have confidence to put it out in public, said a Western industry official who has monitored the biennial show from its inception 20 years ago. This is the airplane for China in the way that the J-31 is not. This is the one they developed for themselves, he added. Despite the impressive show of aerial military might, some foreign observers have questioned its stealth capabilities. Other aircraft scheduled to be on display alongside the latest Chinese weapon systems, radar and drones include the Xi'an Y-20 strategic airlifter and what organizers say is the largest amphibious plane now in production, the AG-600. The flying boat is officially promoted as a firefighting or search and rescue plane, but analysts note the AG-600, first unveiled 10 days after a Hague tribunal ruled against China's claim to parts of the South China Sea in July, is well suited to resupplying military outposts in the disputed area. Notably absent from the airshow schedule is the comic C-919 passenger jet, designed to compete with Europe's Airbus Group and Boeing Company of the United States, the rivals who dominate the global supply of airliners. The 150-seater C-919 is scheduled to stage an often delayed maiden flight this year, but industry sources say this will now slip to 2017, 3 years behind original plans. Airbus and Boeing continue to expand in China with recent plant announcements. Boeing is expected to announce a new supplier partnership at the show, China's only international aerospace exhibition, held biennially in the southern city of Zhuhai. This year boasts its largest ever display of military hardware and aircraft, with 11 exhibition halls, 430,000 square meters of indoor and outdoor viewing area, and 151 aircraft from 700 exhibitors from 42 countries and regions. China is aggressively moving to develop its domestic weapons industry, from drones and anti-aircraft systems to homegrown jet engines and hypersonic planes. planes. Beijing has previously been accused of copying designs from Russian fighters, and analysts say its J-31 stealth fighter is very similar to the US-developed F-35. China's military focus on stealth technology remains a key issue for Beijing. Earlier this month, leaked images emerged of the military's enormous stealth warship, currently under construction at the Jiangnan Changqing shipyards. Known as a Type 005 destroyer, the vessel is believed to be armed with electromagnetic railguns capable of shooting down missiles and firing on land targets. The leaked images reveal the battleship's progress, with signs of portals on the stern for sensors and weapons and up to 128 vertical launch system cells for missiles. It was also reported in September that a Chinese firm claimed to have developed radar technology capable of detecting stealth jets. Called the quantum radar, the technology was reportedly created by Intelligent Perception Technology, a branch of defense and electronics firm ZTC. The firm claims it is capable of detecting a target at a range of 60 miles and was successfully tested last month. China has pushed for dominance in the South China Sea, following a number of contentious claims over who owns territory in the region. The two major island chains in the region, the Spratlys and the Paracels, have become central to the international argument, causing tensions to rise. Vietnam, Taiwan, Malaysia, Brunei and the Philippines all have claims on the region, but China has surged ahead with expansive military operations, including the building of its own islands and disputed spots to stake its claim and bolster a military presence.